OTAs? Is anybody concerned that he might not show up, Steve?
Guy just comes off as a pretentious fucking brat. Like, I'm so tired of hearing about this guy. Like, he's going to show up. He's going to play. You know why? Because at the end of the day, he's not going to lose his job to somebody else just because he wants a little bit more money or he's not getting the help that he wants. Like, it's all, you're seeing it everywhere. Debo's doing it. This guy's doing it. That guy's doing it. I'm not really buying too much into it. It just, I think everything kind of gets overinflated a little bit, but come the season when it matters, he'll be out there.
Yeah, I don't really understand. So this is going to be the 4th year of his rookie deal. And then I guess, they picked up the 5th year option already. I'm sure they did. 4th year that he's going to be making a bunch of money, over $11 million. And then next year he's scheduled to make $30 million. So is this him saying, screw you guys, I'm not going to play another down unless I'm making $40 million per year starting this year? Is that what he wants? I don't understand it.
It's hard to get a read on what exactly he's looking for. I wish there was just better communication with the organization and him. Like, the Twitter stuff is just so confusing. Like, I don't understand it. Like, sometimes it seems like he wants out and then he's constantly tweeting stuff saying that he's like happy to be playing for the Cardinals. So I'm over it. Play or not, stop being a little bitch. Like, fucking just be with your team and try to win games.
I think that's one thing that drives me crazy about this social media era, right? Like, whatever happened to all this shit, like staying behind the scenes? Like, because when it all boils down, right, this is an employee-employer relationship. Like, stop crying on social media and Twitter looking for sympathy. Like, nobody actually gives a shit. You think if I went to Twitter every time my boss fucking annoyed me, like anything would actually get done? No, I mean, you just handle it behind the scenes like an adult and move on. Everybody's always looking for sympathy anymore.
And more money, always.
Yeah, it's just, and that's the thing, right? Like, who does Kyler Murray think he's appealing to? Because the only thing it's hurting is his image. Nobody. Do you really want to pay the guy who's fucking running the Twitter and crying about everything? Or would you rather the guy just walk into your office and be like, hey, man, here's my problem. Here's the deal. Here's what I don't like. Now let's talk about it. Like, that's how you get shit done. Instead, we're sitting here talking about Kyler Murray being a bitch because, he's acting like a fucking prepubescent teen on social media.
Yeah, and I think that they did a really good job last year, especially the first half of the season, but then they really fell off towards the end, and that kind of concerns you. Is he the kind of quarterback that you want to bring into the playoffs? Is he the kind of quarterback that's going to lead you to a championship? That's how you make big money, in my opinion, or at least you should. But nowadays, I mean, good quarterbacks are so hard to find that, yeah, they're going to probably pay him whatever he needs. He's young, he's exciting, he puts asses in the seats in the stadium. So, and then another little tidbit here. So the Titans are open to extending Derrick Henry, which is kind of interesting a little bit because this is, I think, the third year of his 4-year contract. He's set to make $15 million this year, $15 million next year. And then I think he's going to be, let me see real quick on.
You want to know who doesn't cry on fucking Twitter? Derrick Henry.
And then he's set, so he's going to be 28 this year and then 29. And then the year that he's supposed to be an unrestricted free agent, he's going to be 30. So he clearly, obviously wants another contract before that. But interesting, would the Titans want to extend him right now? I mean, if you were Derrick Henry, Steve, would you want to take another contract right now? Would you want to play this out until, you're 29 going on 30?
No, absolutely not. You get that money right now. I mean, all things considered, right? you have to understand, for as good as Derrick Henry's been, he's already exceeded what the average lifespan of a running back is. Now he's coming off a foot injury. You got to go get that money right now. Secure that bag and keep it moving, because, you know, at any point in time, you could suffer that devastating knee injury. I don't wish that on anybody, but, you know, at his position, the longevity's not there. The injury risk is. So go get it now. Don't wait on it.
And then, Matt, as the Titans, I mean, do you really want to commit a bunch of money to a running back who, you know, he's been the heart and soul of that offense for sure, in the regular season at least. But do you really want to commit long term to a running back and keep paying him until he's in his early 30s?
I think Derrick Henry is maybe the only exception to that right now in the NFL. It's ridiculous to think that other teams would even consider with anybody else, but this guy's special, man. Every year, come fantasy time, I'm like, he can't have another year like he did last year, and he just keeps getting the touches and keeps just making the best of those opportunities and killing it, man. So I would take the risk if I were the Titans. It seems like their intention and that's their game plan is just to run the team through him.
Yeah, clearly. And they're just gonna run him into the ground. I mean, he gets touch after touch after touch. Nobody else in the NFL does that. Nobody else in the NFL can do that. But time is undefeated, right? And you wonder when he's going to actually start breaking down. It's kind of already showing maybe a little bit. You know, last year he missed a lot of games. And it's interesting. You look at these playoff games that he's had, and last year, obviously, was extremely ineffective in that playoff game, averaged 3 yards per carry. The playoff game that they had in 2020 against Baltimore, he averaged 2.2 yards per carry. And then the year before that was the AFC Championship game at Kansas City, averaged 3.63 yards per attempt. They lost all 3 of those games. You wonder how effective this run-first strategy can be towards winning a championship. But I think they're going to find out because they're going to pay him and just keep running him.
Well, I think the run-first strategy is super effective when you have somebody you fear at quarterback, and that's not Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, he's definitely not one of those guys that makes players better around him. He needs people around him to elevate his game. Start taking them away, and then you worry about the Titans' offenses. I'm really concerned about the Titans, when they first start the season, because if they're not going to have Robert Woods, that's going to be tough. I mean, if Treylon Burks is his only target, he fell off a cliff last year, Ryan Tannehill, when he didn't have anybody to throw to. He just can't get it done. So you worry about the beginning of their schedule. And I think that we're going to do a nice deep dive into these schedules. I think we'll probably actually take a couple of weeks, or it's not a couple of weeks, couple of months actually, and devote a segment to each division, look at these schedules, and really do a deep dive into the fantasy and gambling implications. But we'll move on from that. A little bit of other news that I just want to touch on real quick is the Jerry Jeudy news. I was mostly concerned about it, and everybody was making fun of me, but everybody else can suck it because he's probably going to be okay. Apparently, it was just a tiny little domestic dispute. There was no physical contact or anything like that. He apparently just locked some of her possessions in his car. I don't know. It sounds stupid to me, and I would be shocked if he was suspended for anything more than a game or two. I would be angered if he's suspended at all. But if he is, I would be shocked if it's more than a game or two.
Hi.
What else? Is there any other NFL news that we need to hit on?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they compare what he did to how many games Deshaun Watson gets suspended for.
That would be amazing if it's like Deshaun Watson suspended 2 games and then Jerry Jeudy for.
Has there been any kind of follow up with the Kamara thing? Like after he and his dudes beat the shit out of that guy or whatever in Pro Bowl? Like,
I haven't allegedly, Matt, supposed to be politically correct here. Allegedly beat the shit out of those dudes on that video.
Yeah, just like I allegedly vomited last week.
Yeah, there's really no allegedly about it.
We didn't record the vomiting, but I'm pretty sure the beatdown was on video. So
I saw it with my own 2 eyes. Yeah. He beat the shit out of that guy. I haven't heard anything about it, interestingly enough. You expect that he's going to be suspended for...
Gotta be. It's got to be at least 4 games, right?
I mean, if Trevor Bauer is suspended for 2 seasons for having rough sex with a woman, you have to imagine that Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended for a season for beating the shit out of some guy with a bunch of other guys, right? And he stopped this dude.
You know what? When we get into baseball, I definitely want to double back to that Trevor Bauer shit because I got some stuff on my chest that I need to get off.
Okay. Yeah, let's hit it then, bro. Who wants to start on baseball, Matt?
Baseball next? All right.
Might as well. Screw it. Aaron Judge, MVP.
Aaron Judge is hot right now, but you know who's hotter?
The Orioles apparently right now because they just took the lead.
Trevor fucking Story.
Oh, yeah. Bats finally going there for the Red Sox.
They're up 7-0 right now on the White Sox. Offense is starting to find it. Pitching staff still blows. Yankees still dominating. Blah, 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 blah.
Aaron Judge is really good at baseball. Is it 17 home runs he has now?
Have you seen the viral picture of him with the water bottle in his hand?
Yes.
That's classic, man.
He's a big boy. And somebody else I saw on Twitter compared it to a picture of Andre the Giant holding a regular-sized beer can. God, it's massive human beings. Just winning the genetic lottery, right?
Andre the Giant is why 40s were invented.
Could be, yeah. That's why they built the tall boys. That's why they made tall boys. That's basically he used to slug like 50 beers a night.
While we're on the baseball train,
right? You want to talk about slugging beers? Wade Boggs.
I would party with Andre the Giant. I wish I could.
Oh yeah, Wade Boggs. Do you guys actually believe that shit or no?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Many have attested to the thing where he drank all those beers like in one day. I think it was like 100 beers.
Yeah, on a flight.
Yeah, it was. Well, that I think the 100 occurred throughout the whole course of the day. It was like before the flight, during the flight, and after. But that's what they say.
He also ate a chicken before every game.
One whole chicken?
Whole chicken before every game. Do you know that?
No. Is that in the Sunny episode too?
It also feels pretty unexciting.
But I love chicken. How was it prepared? Like, did he have like it? Even when they were on the road, like he had a chef like just roast him a chicken.
No, he brought him with him in a suitcase. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of it.
Chicken in a can, because that is a thing.
No, a whole chicken before.
You can get a whole chicken in a can. Look it up. It's a thing.
I don't think he ate chicken in a can. He's fucking Wade Boggs playing for the goddamn Yankees.
Hold on, a whole chicken in a can.
Just Google it.
I'm doing it right now.
It's horrible, but it exists.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
Hiatus.
Shit.
He's throwing up now. Jesus.
Actually.
Oh, man.
Actually, Matt, take the wheel. I got to take a leak.
This is all getting cut out. So with the Red Sox hot and currently 9.5 games back in the AL East, you can get them right now at plus 4,000 to win the division on FanDuel. I don't think that would be a horrible bet to sprinkle